What's up, guys? This is Cromar with TGN, bringing you some League of Legends action. I'm joined today by Pureshield. Say hello, Pureshield.
Yo guys, this is Pure, how's it going? And today we have a really exciting game for you guys. We're stocking ReBoot again, right? We're stocking our champion team, 2 times reigning.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what we're going to do is they're going to fight against AwQQ. Now, they did get they get one loss after a winning streak of 16. It's unfortunate, but they did lose to a very good team, Brute Force. You guys probably seen them play them before, actually.
I think we've actually featured them on the channel in the past.
Oh yeah, we've featured them on the channel. But you know they're going to try and come back, maybe another 16 wins in a row and lose one. That'll be a pretty good bargain.
Yeah, that sure would be. The thing is that ReBoot, 16 wins is pretty sad, don't you agree? I mean, only 16 wins in a row.
Yeah, that's really bad.
People like TGN Squadron, we win every game, as you can tell from our videos.
Yeah.
What are we up to, like number 40 or something now, and we haven't
40.
lost a single game?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's every game that we've played that we've put on the channel. We don't. It's not like we play 6 or 7 in a row until we finally get a win, and then we post it.
Yeah, no. It's totally not like that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, not at all. No, but seriously though, the ReBoot, an amazing team. They can just queue up and defeat anybody. Of course, it takes like 15 minutes for them to get a game because Brian can't find opponents.
We had to wait with them.
Yeah, we have to wait with them, exactly. We have to wait in the queue too. They're like, hey, we're gonna queue up. Okay, I'll go make lunch.
I'll make lunch. Go out for a day, come back. It's a short day, but relatively you can still go for a day and come back.
Yeah, all your days are short, Jeff. I don't want to go into that though. Yeah. But seriously though, ReBoot Gaming. So let's go over our players here. Pneumatic is on his Corki. We've talked to Pneumatic during the last tournament, after the last tournament, and he's talking
MVP.
about Corki's probably his best player. Is that what you agree with me, Pureshield?
I think yes, Corki's up there. I mean, he can play any AD. Ezreal, he's been playing a lot lately.
Oh, okay.
And there's another reason.
So is everybody
playing Ezreal. But there's GLF HF is going down by Camera, who's notorious for trash talking. He is playing top. And we do have Uranium, a substitute. We mentioned that in previous videos that Hangus and I were stocking ReBoot. Uranium is substituting for Dagon. And Dumo, the new addition as support, replacing Studio on that one. And obviously Patootie in jungle. That fine lineup that we see often from Camera, Patootie, and Pneumatic.
Yeah, how often do you see Nocturne being played by Patootie? I mean, I usually see him playing more tanky junglers. Is Nocturne someone that you think he's gonna do well with?
I think he actually plays a lot of Nocturne lately.
Oh, okay.
And what he does is he usually does boots 3, and then he goes into 2 Dorans, and then he finishes everything else. Like he gets some health items. He just builds them tanky afterwards. So for Nocturne, what he does is because Nocturne naturally is very good at clearing, what he does basically he relies on boots, full clears, 2 Dorans, and then go back, buys a bunch of tanky items so he can dive bot tower. Like that's a very standard strategy for top tier teams right now. They really want to shut down the AD top because bruisers usually have a lot of gap closers as well and escapes and huge survivability. Ganking it unless the person is overextending is really not recommended. Speaking of ganking top though, we do have
Nocturne gonna go top. Volibear as attempting to go for the gank on Riven, but she's able to easily flash out. That's just one of the weaknesses of Nocturne's fear, is that as soon as it's on you, you can flash before it activates. Volibear did a toss a little bit early too, I think. I'm not sure if it was coordination or that's just how it worked out, but at least they forced the flash, so that is a win.
Yeah, absolutely. And Fred Camera is actually having a little bit of advantage right now on farm, 15-9. Still though, Riven has a pretty large mob next to a tower right now. And Riven is one of those champions that last in on the tower really nicely. We do see Patootie going back to Wraith. Bot lane is pushed up very nicely by Pneumatic. Now, I have a question for you as a support player. When you're playing Soraka, what is the number one thing you fear the most early game?
The fear the most early game, that my AD abandons me to be ganked by the jungler. No, but seriously though, what I fear the most really is not poke. I mean, someone like Corki or Lulu, they're all about poke, and Soraka can defeat that easily. It's more about just hard CC, because Soraka's cooldown's a little long, so she can't do much about burst. She can get 1 heal off for burst before level 6. But she can't do much for a lot of bursts like stun. She can give people mana back that may help them escape, but other than that, there's not much you can do to protect them. But for poke, please, over time you get 4 or 5 heals off, and that poke just disappears.
Absolutely.
So
now, we do have a. Did you see that gank down bottom? From the Mumu, and it was avoided by 1 flash.
Yeah, that's not too hard to avoid. And Corki's going back for a little revenge 1-on-3. I enjoy seeing that. That's how you play.
Well, look at but judging by middle though, they gave the Morgana during the pick, and it is up against the Karthus. Now Karthus is not really known for winning lane, but for his teamfight capabilities. So I think what we're going to see is a lot of passive play from Iranium. Not that many ganks trying to kill in terms of from Patootie, but maybe just give Karthus just a little bit more advantage in farming, so on and so forth. What do you think about Karthus right now versus Morgana?
Well, I've been playing a lot of Karthus lately, as you know. As a matter of fact, I just recently featured a video on the channel, if you want to check that out. It shows my awful suicide Karthus build. I'm just trying to kind of learn how to play mid. Speaking of mid, we have a gank going on counter here, Nocturne, and Morgana just kind of ran into him, but she's going to be able to walk into the tower. I think it's a little too early for a dive. Karthus wants it, but it's way too early for that dive. So she's able to escape pretty easily, so no first blood just yet. But back up top, we also had a nice slap fight with Riven and Volibear. It looked like they were going to trade all the way, but they backed off at the last second. They had me going though for a minute though. I thought something was going to happen. No, but anyways, Karthus, I've been playing him a lot lately, trying to learn mid. And his early game, I've had trouble learning how to learning his last hitting with early game. If you never played Karthus, last hitting with him is a little difficult, but it's just different. You get the hang of it after a bit. Late game though, his farm is so ridiculous. His wave clear is so ridiculous. It's actually really fun. I normally don't like farming. That's why I don't play AD carries. But farming on Karthus is a lot different. You just
turn E on, walk in, game over.
Press E, read a book. There's nothing to it. Press
That's
R.
A small book.
Press R for pentakill. So he's, he's a very simple character, to be honest, and that appeals to me because I'm a very simple person. So the thing about, like Karthus in lane, I do struggle with. I agree with you that he's not a big lane winner. Certain champions destroy me. I think you were with me in a game where we were playing against Swain, and it was just like
that was disastrous.
That was horrible. I still have nightmares about that game. But speaking of nightmares, poor Graves is just getting harassed so badly by Corki that Soraka can't keep up with it. Up top, Nocturne's going to go for it in Riven, but does not connect with his Q, so she's able to get away pretty easily. But take a look at Graves' health. Just a moment ago, he was under 1 bar, and in the time it took me to talk about Nocturne, he's already back up over half because of Soraka. So that's why poke doesn't work. Even when you get a nice burst like that got him really close, I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to wait for your cooldowns, burst him again? Well, his health's already over half. So that's why, there we go. He's almost full again. And his mana's full. That's just how Soraka does it.
If you look at the Soraka's build, actually.
Oh, close up top. The Ignite, Riven puts the Ignite on Volibear, hoping that it'll stop his renew, or his passive, but he does manage to heal through it. She also landed her ult on him at a nice long range, but it wasn't enough. That's how Volibear is, though. He's so deceptive. He gets low, and you think you got him. And of course you don't. You never do.
Nope. Volibear is like a Moodle in disguise, essentially. Now, just addressing the Soraka issue earlier on, you did mention that he is healing a lot. He actually did max Ancestral Blessing first. And it's usually, most Sorakas do that from what I understand, unless they're really into Star Calling. But he didn't take a single point in Star Call. He's just basically... Soraka. Yeah, he just wants to do that passive lane. Hang back, heal up, mana up, and let Graves farm.
Yeah, that's exactly how I do Soraka, actually. I just alternate W and E, and I don't get Q until much later on Soraka because I don't think that it's really that good. I mean, what do you get out of it at extremely low levels? Maybe you'll accidentally steal some CS, Yeah. It's not that helpful. Nocturne's going to go for a brush gank, which is pretty good for him, although he's going to get snagged by this bottom ward if he's not careful. I'm not sure if they're aware that ward is even there, but that may prevent his gank from working if he's going to go for it. No, never mind. He's decided to recall. But no, he actually just canceled the gank. Maybe he got something. There comes the Nocturne ult. Lands the Fear on Graves. No, he flashes out. Here comes the Karthus ult as well. Graves and Soraka very low, barely escaping. There still could more go on if they really wanted to push it, but I don't think they do. It looks like instead Lulu and Corki are just going to go ahead and retreat and buy. Where's Corki at on his items now? Pneumatic is at 76 farm at 8 minutes and 50 seconds. He's at boots and still at only 2 pots. He's only had to use 1 pot. So the Graves harass is not quite up to snuff, I think, to hold him back. 76, what's Graves at? 63. So he's up 13 farm. It's not a huge difference, but it's not too bad considering that there hasn't been a whole lot of ganking pressure.
Oh, the difference is going to come here very soon. A pretty bad move by the team RQQ. They down bot. The wave was coming in. They should have actually stayed a little bit longer, I think, just to push that in a little bit. I know they were afraid of maybe jungle presence of some sort, but it was 2 people, so really no excuse to actually leave that wave there. If they pushed into the tower, they would have gotten some deny for Corki. And a little bit extra farm for Graves to catch up. They have free lane to farm.
Yeah.
I guess they just want to rush back, get 2 Doran's Blade, get that second tier boots. And Pneumatic actually going BF Sword, only 1 Doran's Blade.
Yeah, he snagged the BF Sword. I figured that's what he was going back for. I wasn't sure, but I figured he went back. He's about a half health, and rather than stay back and farm a little bit more, he was going back. I figured he wanted something big like a BF sword. That's going to be a huge advantage for him. Look at him just jumping in there like a boss and right on top of Graves. Graves is going to manage to escape because, again, he's got that support from Soraka, but it's just not going to be enough. So this exchange may actually go in favor of blue team AwQQ. There's some more burst on Graves. Again, gets very low, and Soraka with the save once again, showing that that poke just does not do it to Graves. But we saw where they bursted on Graves, and it looked like he's getting low. He gets healed back up, but Corky's health, meanwhile, drops to half, and he can't heal up because he doesn't have someone that can just heal him up infinitely. So that was actually not a good exchange for ReBoot. It got really close, though. I mean, for a split second there, I thought they were about to first blood him, but not quite. I think if they were to dive this at this point, I mean, granted, I always say that because I always dive. That's like
love diving.
I love diving. Love diving.
That's like your hobby, but well, look at that. Brave is going dangerously low right there. The thing about this hang back and being passive thing is that it's actually very easy to get zoned. Look at Graves CS again. Like there's a huge gap. Even though the health exchange and the overall mana cost exchange was in Blue's favor, they lost a lot of farm from that last exchange. And the previous two exchanges that happened down bottom since they came back from buying those items. So this game, so far, 11 minutes and 0-0, lots of farm going on, only $200 in gold discrepancy.
It's completely even.
This is the kind of game I really enjoy.
Yeah.
As in, the turning point can happen any time right now with a dragon fight, with a counter jungle, with a massive team gank down bottom. Anything can happen right now. And speaking of team gank, it looks like Amumu is going to try and venture down bottom after he does his Wraith. I think this is the kind of path he's going to do. It's not much really for him to do.
So here comes Nocturne. Looks like he wants an opportunity. There's the ult, dives in, Ribbon flashes out. She's going to head for the tower, but she can't make it because of Nocturne's fear, and that's going to give it up. There's first blood going to Nocturne with the assist from Volibear. So first blood to ReBoot Gaming. Happens due to the gank. That seems like it was just a long time coming. There was a lot of really close calls with them, so I'm not too surprised that they eventually got him. Karthus being attacked mid, Morgana just going for it. The ignite goes down, and he's just completely defenseless. Yeah, that was just very, very fast. That's how it is with Karthus. You pretty much you can't let them attack you. You have to take advantage of his range. His range is really good. If you have a character that outranges him, then he's basically screwed. I mean, he completely relies on his range and his positioning. You have to sit back by the tower and land CS with your Q. That's about all you can do. And then, if the lane is safe, you can run up and E everything. In late game, that's all you do. But in the early game, it's just way too easy to die. And not even from ganks, just from your mid opponent landing one CC on you and bursting you down. And you don't have enough mana at this point to channel your Defile to fight him off. You'll run out of mana doing that, and then what can you do? So yeah, that's the dangers of playing Karthus. Like you said before, he's not a power laner, but his potential is extremely high. His late game is really incredible.
Incredible for team fights.
And he can also do comebacks too. If you do poorly in the beginning, he can really come back because his farm, the way his farm works. I mean, you just give him a couple minutes to farm, and he'll catch up. He'll get a little bit of damage, and then he'll get a couple of lucky R's. With this press R for free kill, and he'll get a couple of those, and then next thing you know, he's got all his items, and he's actually doing a lot of damage with his Defile.
Hey, do you want to know something really cool about this game right now, especially mid?
Sure.
Look at Karthus' build. He's building something similar to yours.
Is he now? He's building Suicide Karthus.
He's building tier. He went tier. I actually don't know a lot of Karthus that like to go in tier first. And he actually rushed tier just like you.
Yeah. No, I am glad to see that. I'm glad to see Iranian playing my build.
So you're not crazy.
Almost my build. Almost.
Yeah, you're
my
not
build.
crazy then.
Well, I'm still crazy, but it's got nothing to do with this. But Iranian is not. He's not building the full Suicide Karthus build. He's not going for Chalice next. He's going for Catalyst next, and I assume he's going for Rod of Ages next. That's what most people do. Or they usually get Rod of Ages first. But think about tier. I mean, you build that tier up early. It makes such a huge difference. You have that mana pool, so you can actually survive a team fight without running out of mana. It's really obnoxious. We were playing a game the other day, Pureshield, and we had a Karthus who ran out of mana instantly. And the way we avoided him was we just didn't kill him. Because when you kill him, he gets his mana back.
Yes.
He gets all his spells become free. So if you just let him drain, if he doesn't have any mana, and you just let him drain his mana on Defile, then you can just ignore him because he's not exactly going to be terrible with his auto attack,
So his style attack, again, one of the worst animations in this game so far.
Absolutely. I had some commenters tell me that Anivia's is worse, and I want to find that out because I've never played Anivia. So I'm going to go ahead and mess around with that and find out if, in fact, her auto attack is worse.
Her range is good, but Yeah, the animation's absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
The range good is. Oh, look at this. Nocturne is going down bottom. Here comes the dive right there on Soraka. Soraka's going to flash that. There comes the wow Remendo. Make that huge Nocturne right there. Graves is probably going to go down from this. There's Karthus burst. Yeah, he's.
Nocturne just eats the tower, doesn't even care.
Yeah.
2D don't give a shit, man. He just eats that tower. Riven's going to try to pick up a kill on Nocturne. So close, inches away from death. He's actually going to stun Corki, but he's going to have to flash out to avoid walking into the tower. His Valkyrie is down. It's going to be up in just a couple seconds, though. If he just keeps going, there's no way that she can catch him. Amumu's going to go for a grab here. Lulu flashes out of the way. Oh, nice move by Amumu. Flashing in with the ult to catch poor Pneumatic. It was just too late for him. Valkyrie's cooldown just too long. We still had Patootie escape. Overall, the exchange was certainly in favor of ReBoot because they only lost one, obviously.
Hold on. Don't speak too soon about that one, though. They can get Dragon right now if they want to.
They could
that
get
Dragon is going to be a turnaround jumper for them for sure. That Dragon is a total about 1k global gold, and here they go. They're going to tap Dragon. Let's see if Dumo can actually deny this. Here comes a teleport from Uranium. Going to try and interrupt them a little bit. I don't think this is going to work out in their favor.
No, he's just gonna jump straight on him.
He's going to buy some time and just prevent them from getting Dragon, sacrificing one person for the team. I mean, that's a good call actually.
That is a good call, especially when it's your sub. Hey sub, go kill yourself. You know,
yes.
I mean that's the best way to do it. So they did prevent the Dragon. That's actually a great maneuver. I'm gonna have to put that on my mental checklist of reasons to commit suicide in League of Legends because I've come up with all kinds of great reasons. You know, like failed first blood dives and stuff like that. I got to add that. You know, protecting Dragon from getting the enemy team getting Dragon. So anyway, Pneumatic's returned to the fray. He's still got his EPS sword. He's also picked up a pickaxe, so he's close to his eye edge. Nocturne's going in for a gank on Graves, lands the fear. Soraka's right there, so it's not like Nocturne's going to have that much he can do. He's being joined by Corki a little too late, though, and they're going to have to back off because there's no way that they can compete with that.
Just a little bit of miscommunication for a moment. I think the Nocturne wanted to go in, Corki wanted to go back and hang back and stay farm. So, or maybe they just want to scare them away. I think they just really want to scare them away right now. That's not really like aim for a kill. Here comes a little bit. Oh, they were about to meet each other, and they're like, maybe not. Thanks for the dance. I'll be on my way, kind of deal.
Yeah, that's how it happens. We had a ping go down. It looks like ReBoot really wants that Dragon. It's already 17 minutes. You know they really, really want it. They're probably chomping at the bit for it. But a nice little burst comes in from a Corki and a Lulu. I'm gonna go back 15 seconds and see that happen again. Look, Corki Graves pulled up way too far without Soraka. That was a huge mistake by his part. They're just gonna burst him down. I mean, that's all there is to it.
Going back into the play though, there is a jungle invade of sorts by a Mumu into the purple jungle, followed by Ribbon. They're just trying to clean up buff. However, Nocturne, full clean jungle, nothing left for them to kind of ravage.
Yeah, nice work by Nocturne picking up everything. Amumu also wanted to get that red timer, so he can maybe do something with that a little bit later.
That fridge is empty.
Unfortunately, just nothing for them. Yeah, nothing for them to take. Yeah. The fridge is empty. Raiding the fridge, absolutely.
Oh, here comes
Amumu going for Karthus, landing a perfect grab, ult combo, just feeding on Karthus, just absorbing his life essence.
Here's the ult. Morgana did Zanya that.
Zonya's the ult. There we go.
Oh
Morgana's Zonya's first strategy paying off with the Zonya's on the Karthus ult. That was perfect. That's the kind of preparation that a pro player makes that someone like me would never do. So that was pretty nice. I think it might have got her because her black shield was down if it wasn't for that Zonya's. Anyway, we have a huge fight happening over Dragon. Not enough members of Team Blue here. Nocturne comes in, massive damage to kill Riven. At this point, it's going to be scattered. Team Blue, yeah, there we go. There goes Amumu. So now they're just running to the winds. This is going to be an easy Dragon for ReBoot Gaming.
Huge pick.
Yeah, that was a huge advantage just gained by ReBoot Gaming right now. And they've also dropped the pink ward to add insult to injury there. So we have Morgana going back. After that great maneuver, just ruining it. That's all there is to it. No, not really. Anyway, so they picked up the easy Dragon, and now they're pushing it back in the tower just where they were just a moment ago. Gold-wise, though, they're up to 27.2 to 23.4. 4K gold advantage, which is pretty dang nice. You know, it's a good position to be in for ReBoot. Having grabbed the first Dragon and also having picked up some free kills, basically. I'm not sure what do you think? Was it a timing issue or was it a positioning issue? Because it's a little tough to say.
I think it was really a timing. That wasn't the best time to go for it. If you think about the situation, though, you are dealing with a Karthus who does have technically a global presence. Even though after his ult is blown, your entire team is really low after that point. And then just trying to follow up that with a Dragon with full health bot lane, not really the best idea. That was a not very good decision making on behalf of the blue team, RQQ. I mean, ReBoot just really opportunist in that situation. Here comes a little bit of action down bot though. A little bit of spray and pray from Corky there. Even though that's a Twitch move, I like to say it's spray and pray because it looks like he's spraying everywhere and missing every bullet. In fact, he's hitting everything. That's some magical bullets right there. I really want to pick
homing
myself
bullets,
some
homing
of
bullets.
those.
Yeah.
Homing bullets. You know, that's really good in the hood. If you have homing bullets in the hood, that's OP. Next patch.
Oh, Morgana lands a very unfortunate combo on poor Karthus.
That's a dead Karthus.
Poor
That's
Karthus.
a dead Karthus.
I feel so bad because I know if I was in this game, I wouldn't be 0-4. I would be 0-12. That poor Karthus. I mean, he's so vulnerable. He needs to be babysat. But I mean, at this point, he's not worth gold, so I guess it's not that big of a deal. They're just kind of just pushing it in, just to slap him around a little bit. Yeah, he was going for. He got spotted by a really nicely placed ward, and then just hit with a skill shot while recalling. Oh my god.
See these
painful.
ward placements. Players of lower tiers can actually learn a lot from how high tier players. I'm pretty sure both of these teams are top 100 in
absolutely.
ReBoot Gaming right now stands at, I believe they're actually top.
They're on the 18th. Front page, man. If you go to the 5v5 ranked listings on LeagueOfLegends.com, you find them there. Anyway, we have a 4-man gang from ReBoot, including poor old Karthus coming down bottom. They push him past the tower. Soraka's in a really bad position. She's gonna get tossed by Volibear in just a second, or maybe she doesn't even need to toss him. It looks like she's gonna die anyway. What a snag by a Moo. Perfect. Forcing the toss, but here comes the Karthus ult, taking him with a double kill. Actually, it looks like Corky stole one of them, but I was totally Karthus's, man. Can you tell that I like Karthus? Morgana, what a turnaround from Morgana, picking up Corky in the woods off camera. We had a little toss from Volibear, grabbing Graves. Graves is going to die. Now it's going to be a Morgana versus 2-on-1. Volibear's so low, she can't do anything, but she's going to fight Karthus. She does not fear Karthus. She's just going to run straight into him, walk into that defile, and there's the kill. Looks like Volibear is going to escape. That was a very bloody fight. Up top, Riven and Nocturne are fighting it out. They feel very left out that they weren't able to take part in that team fight. So they're like, I'm going to fight somebody. I'm going to fight this other person up here. Meanwhile, Volibear has returned to the lane. He's actually going to sit here and farm. What a boss. Is he going to go for a Morgana? Oh, he actually got caught by Morgana. That was not a good position for him to be in, but she wasn't able to follow up. She's very
nice usage of Zarya.
Yeah, that was.
Look at that usage of Zarya for the Ignite, and that kept her alive.
Yeah,
from that
absolutely did. What a great maneuver. Wow. Okay. Well, that was a very bloody fight. I was unfortunately not able to see the Corky kill in the jungle. I'm actually going to jump back about 15 seconds. So we can see Corky chasing down Soraka. Soraka just barely escapes. She's going to go down to Karthus in a minute. We already saw that. Corky dives the tower. He's under the tower, though, and it looks like he's not taking hits from the tower, but the damage from Graves is still enough to take him down. He flashes away. Morgana catches him. That's where she caught him. She actually escaped Graves, and Morgana caught him in the jungle just as I was watching the fight down just below out of screen. So that was quite a nice maneuver from Morgana coming in. I want to see the angle that Morgana came in because it was a really nice move. She actually came in from the river, from the red camp, just when they thought they were safe. She actually caught Volibear with her abilities as well, but Volibear, as we know, is completely unkillable. What a total boss. And so that who do you think won that?
I think Fed Morgana is very scary.
Absolutely.
She's 4-0-2 right now. Karthus is 2-5-2. Farm is still in favor of Morgana. But you realize like this team that ReBoot picked is pretty much like I love this combo to death right now the moment I see it. I mean, you got the unstoppable tank Volibear when his passive develops is Mundo and Bear combined in one. That's scary. Mundo alone is already starting enough. He goes to the gym, he lifts. Combine that with a Bear. That's like, Chuck Norris Reborn kind of deal. And then you have Karthus global control. You have Nocturne global control, right? And you have Lulu ult, which is, I mean, can you imagine like any of their team members getting ulted, except for maybe Karthus?
That's very true. Keep in mind that in terms of Karthus mana, he has his Rod of Ages now, and he's got a well-stacked tier, so his early game mana problems are mostly gone by this point. So it's going to be a little harder to drain him. Sure. Of course, if you start the team fight where he's already drained himself from farming, then you might have an advantage. So yeah, returning back to the game here, Volibear is still trolling around in mid with his low health, just taunting them.
And oracles.
And his oracles saying, please dive me, please dive me. I hear diving Volibear is when he's low health is a really good idea.
Yeah, especially when he has passive up, right? And that's exactly when you want to dive him. And when he has Warmogs and some armor and Ninja Tappy and 2 Doran's Blades, that's exactly when you want to dive. 170 armor, no problem.
That's when you want to dive. So
especially when you're AD and no Last Whispers, 170 armor, that's when you
absolutely dive. That's exactly the time you dive. I see you've read the guide on Blue Noise Gaming to mid lane dominance. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly, yeah. But they got to go up top, even without your Catalyst, and just die that volley bear.
That's what you do, yeah. That's what you do.
Yeah,
So that's what you do. And then,
you don't
and
do
then
that,
trash talk your teammates
you're
when
part of
it doesn't go well.
Yeah.
No, but seriously.
Why no help?
No, but seriously, though, down bottom, we had a lot of poke coming from Corki again, taking over half Soraka health, but ultimately meaningless, as we discussed. Nocturne's coming in. It looks like he's going to go mid. We actually had a ping come down from blue team, so I think Nocturne's actually switching to bot. Nocturne jumps in. We have a huge ult from a Moo Moo.
Oh, no. Corki out of position.
Corki's...
Oh my God! How did he survive that?
Does not need to be in position. Pureshield. Corki can just sit there in
Triple
the ult
kill.
and just kill everyone by himself.
Triple kill in
That's
the ult.
farm. Here
no
comes
problem.
Riven. She's gonna go for a massive ult on him, but he's just baiting like crazy. She actually missed the skill shot.
Masterfully
baited. Unfortunately, Riven does eventually take down Corki, but that fight could have gone very badly for ReBoot, and actually is still even. We have another continuing chase into the tower. Karthus does escape though, and Nocturne picks off Riven, who way overextended. Ult comes down on Morgana, breaking the black shield, but she still survives. So that was a hell of a fight with Corki there, and yeah, look at Karthus retreating with his defile up. I do that all the time. I just completely forget that it's on. No, but that Corki's damage is so incredible. Just when they thought they had him, he's like, no, I got this. Okay.
200 farm, 24 minutes.
I'll straight up triple kill you like it's nothing in melee range, because that's totally what I do.
Yeah.
So at the end of that team fight, who do you think came out on top? I mean, at first it looked like a huge advantage for blue, but due to Corki's total ballerness, if that's a word, it is a word now, then they actually kind of really turned it around for that triple kill. But they still gave up the deaths. I mean, they still gave up several deaths. Corki even went down in the end, for all his heroics. I guess I would say, not to stop you from answering my question, but I guess I would say that the moment that they turned it around and Riven picked up, or that Nocturne picked up the kill on Riven, is when it went definitely in favor of ReBoot Gaming. Speaking of in favor of ReBoot Gaming, they just picked up a completely free dragon, totally uncontested.
So fast,
like
how fast that was. I mean, Karthus.
I figured I'd at least finish my sentence before they finished it, But no, they just totally picked it up before I could even, talk as fast as possible. Anyway, so ReBoot Gaming grabbing another dragon and jumping ahead to 38.0 to 34k. Keep in mind that a lot of this gold, a lot of these kills that Team Blue has gotten has been from picking on Karthus, or just incidental gold they picked up from lost team fights. So even what gold they have is not even that useful. I mean, their carry is behind, not just on. I mean, look at 0-5 Graves. Okay. Granted, his farm is keeping up with Pneumatic, which that by itself is pretty damn good. He's only about, 14 behind at this point in the game, which isn't that much. But the fact that he's got 0 and he's 0-5, while Pneumatic has 7 kills and 5 assists, basically Pneumatic has out-farmed him on champions. So that's where the massive gold advantage happens. I mean, we have.
There's a Phantom Dancer versus no Phantom Dancer.
I took the words right out of my mouth, my friend. Phantom Dancer versus no Phantom Dancer. That's the difference between Corki and Graves at the moment. Speaking of extremely expensive items, Morgana picked up a Death Cap just now.
Right, Mary and Joseph. That's a disgusting.
That is a disgusting.
That's dirt nasty.
And Pureshield knows a lot about disgusting women, so you should.
Let me tell you.
You should trust him when he says that.
You don't trust me when I say the woman's disgusting. That's you know it.
Yeah,
you know.
Even compared to his standards, it must be amazing. So they look like they're going to feign a dive. It would have gone very badly for them because they have Riven and Amumu waiting in the jungle, but they're going to back off. I think they figured it out. We had a red ping come down, a reboot ping into the blue jungle. Not sure if they were planning on doing something. I think Nocturne really wants to do something. He's definitely feigning like he's going to do something. He actually warded over the wall and got caught by Morgana, unfortunately for him. It's not going to do much, though. It's just a little bit of, hey, screw you, get out of our jungle. Not really an attack. But ReBoot's actually going to form a bottom. Looks like Nocturne is a little indecisive about it, or he's just going to go around a different angle. Gets picked up by a ward in the tri-bush. They see him coming. They have no idea that the blue team is waiting in this brush, though. This could go.
This might be a fat counter. ReBoot camera is moving down. No raining them. Is it raining a teleport up? He has teleport.
There's the attack. Actually, a lot of damage comes in. Volibear forced to retreat. Nocturne comes in from the back after the fight starts just as he does it. Corki goes on first. This could be very bad for ReBoot Gaming.
Oh my goodness,
goes
the team
down
damage.
As well. Karthus, of course, instantly dies effortlessly. Ghost Karthus tries to get off his ult. Who's going to die? Anyone going to die? No one's going to die. We have 5 up for Team Blue, 3 down for Red Team at ReBoot Gaming versus AwQQ. So that was a wow, nice, but they're still 3k behind, but that was still a really nice maneuver. They actually gave up one. They gave up a Mumu. I misspoke. It's actually 1 down for them and 3 down for ReBoot. The most important thing was picking up that Corki kill. So let's go from Corki's perspective as he jumps into the battle. He gets caught by Amumu's ult. That's what happened. The burst came down before Amumu's ult even ran out. The burst from Riven and several other people. That's what happened to poor Corki. He just got caught on the very edge of it. So that was just a really nice maneuver by Amumu. That's one of those big game-changing Amumu plays that we all love to see. I play Amumu in the jungle quite a bit, and I wish I could say that I do that kind of thing on a regular basis, but it does happen every now and then.
It wasn't a blue moon, you know. Sometimes when the moon gets a little green, a little bit pink, that's when, you know, Cromar really shines in League of Legends.
Once in a blue moon, so, that's when I have a game that isn't a complete disaster. Yeah, I love those blue moons.
Yeah.
So, yeah, as a result of that fight, that was a nice little comeback coming from AwQQ. They're still down. Now they're only down to about 2K, which is not bad. They actually picked up a whole crap load of farm up going up bot lane, and they looks like they really wanted that tower, but they kind of guessed that Nocturne was coming. They saw Lulu there, and they probably figured based on the timers that Nocturne would be on his way soon, so they had to bail, which was no doubt a good idea. They get some distance, and they're going to go recall. I think these minions going to hit him in time. It's going to be close. Oh, no, he made it. I thought the siege minion was going to knock him out of recall for a second there.
That would have been a huge play, actually. I would have started yelling, jumping off my chair, and all that good stuff, just based on minion denying him back.
Pentakill.
Siege minion,
pentakill.
You start yelling.
Yeah, absolutely. Start screaming. Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, ReBoot's trying to stick together. We see Lulu is going to go on a warding spree while protecting Nocturne, which is a pretty good idea to keep him alive while he's continuing to farm. Soraka's going around with Oracle. She's going to pick off she's actually going to pick off this Baron ward. That's going to be pretty huge. They may have a ward fight going on over here. I think Riven wants to back her up as well. Yeah, it's time to start fighting over Baron, or at least fighting over wards for Baron. So we're going to see some pretty exciting fights going on over there as well.
Some people will die for the Baron ward, unfortunately, for them. But you know, the ward is actually more important than the champion at this point. I mean, the one champion is maybe just one member of the team, whereas a ward can actually save the life of an entire team.
Yeah, it absolutely can. It can completely ruin an ambush and completely turn it on its head. Or it can do the opposite of that. It can make an ambush work. You can see somebody coming from an angle they aren't expecting you to see them coming, and it will really destroy them. So the ward is extremely important, and the Oracles is going to be extremely important. We don't see an Oracles on Volibear again, though. I think he got burned by the last one. But
it's like, you know what? I'm not going to bother. I'm going to get my Glacial Shroud, completely counter Riven, and call it a day.
Glacial Shroud.
And just counter a day, Just call it a day at that point. You know, Morgana can kill me, no problem. I don't mind, right? I don't mind when Morgana wins against me. I'm just going to make sure their Graves and their Riven do nothing to me, and I'm just going to peel them off. I'm going to focus Graves and Riven. That's exactly the strategy that he needs to go in doing this.
A little bit of physics confusion there from Amumu, who grabbed Corki, but was pulled in a different direction. I wasn't sure what I was watching there, but it was pretty interesting. I always love when that kind of stuff happens. No kills come out of it, but we did see some pretty funky graphics there. We're going to see a slow-mo replay of that, see if we can figure out what the hell happened. But seriously, though, they did take down the middle tower fairly effortlessly. We have to go back as fast as possible. ReBoot has to go back as fast as possible, preserve that Oracles, since they've switched it over to Patootie to Nocturne. I mean, Volibear is obviously a much more difficult character to kill, but then again, he's also kind of their initiator and their tank right now. I mean, he is their initiator, to be honest. He needs to go in and grab whoever he can grab that's killable and throw them back so that Pneumatic can jump on them and everybody else can jump on them. Initiation for Team Blue is pretty much limited to Amumu. When I play Amumu, and this doesn't just come from my own experience, but come from guides and everything, I don't like to use his bandage grab as an initiator. I mean, there are certainly times you do that, but most of the time, if you can avoid it, you want to have it available to stun somebody after your initial combo. You want to use it as a short-range stun, rather, because it's just not only is it a lot easier to grab, it's just that it's more useful. I prefer to flash in from a better position and ult. That's for the big team fights, of course. So he's their main initiator at that point. Jump in, ult, and hopefully in the right position, and destroy the whole team. But the initiator for ReBoot Gaming, they're pretty much stuck with Volibear as their only initiator. So I guess that's why they don't want the Oracles on him. Patootie as Nocturne can easily wait until the fight's already started, and wait until all the CCs have gone down before he jumps in, and that makes him a lot safer for him. That's how you play an assassin. So. Yeah, but he's definitely going on a ward hunt right now. I picked up that Amumu's 5 feet away from him. Watching that ward go down, couldn't do anything about it.
Should I grab? No, I shouldn't ban
No, you shouldn't ban and toss. Man, that would be a disaster.
Should I toss? Should I toss? No, I shouldn't toss. one of those situations.
So all 5 members of Blue Team, AwQQ, are sitting around mid, trying to decide if they want to go ahead and go on the offensive. Soraka, protecting Soraka so that she can go on an Oracle's hunt. Do you think Soraka or its supports in general are the best choice for Oracles, or do you think it's better for someone like Nocturne that can roam?
I think someone with an escape is probably the best way of doing
That's true.
it. I'm guilty of this. I don't get Oracle enough on my main Jarvan. But the thing is, though, I like to initiate a lot on Jarvan.
Yeah.
So if you initiate, try not to get Oracles. But if you follow up, you always get
Yeah,
Oracles.
exactly.
So supports are good follow-ups, right? And even killing a support is not necessarily like beneficial for the entire team. I mean, support, part of the job for support is to do the team away. There might be a little bit of team fight here, though. The positioning does look a little bit aggressive. However, I do think right now, if they were to fight, ReBoot is actually in a disadvantage in this position. Complete disadvantage.
They certainly would be if they were to have clump up around that corner, or if Mamumu was to make a grab over the wall, then that would be pretty devastating for them. But I don't think that's going to happen. They missed a skill shot. Morgana's binding did not hit Corki, so that pretty much is the end of their start of their fight right there. She's going to go for it again on Volibear, misses again. I think they figured out by this point, after the 2 dark bindings that flew past their heads, they probably shouldn't go there. That's probably not a good place to stand.
You know, when you see some bullets coming in from a certain direction, you know, and you know, you're in the hood, it comes from a certain direction, and then someone's yelling, you know, yo, you'll get popped if you come in here, you should not, you know, go
I think
there,
that's Morgana's taunt now, isn't it? Yo, you'll get popped.
Yeah.
Okay, she just grabbed Nocturne. Mumu flashes over. Actually does not get him, and Nocturne's able to flash away. That was a pretty good move. They almost got him. I don't know why Nocturne went around that corner like that.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure he.
I mean, I think you know, Patooty's from the hood.
Patooty is from the hood.
And he's used. Yeah, he's pretty used to the fact that, you know, when you walk by a dark alley, someone say, "Yo, you'll get popped if you come in here. Don't come in here." And he just went in there. He's like, you know what? I do this every day on a daily basis.
Right.
I can handle it.
Yeah, he doesn't take those kind of threats
flash.
seriously. It's nothing to him.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what? Once he gets a GA, you know, YOLO, no, fuck that shit. You know, he lives twice.
Yeah,
right? He doesn't live just once.
What was that?
Yeah.
Yolty? Yeah. I guess he's Yolt. He's Yolt. That's what he is.
Yeah.
He's Yolt.
Oh,
Jumping
my
from
God, look at
Mamumu,
that huge
massive
initiation.
ult on the entire ReBoot team. Unfortunately, it's not enough
detonating
damage
right
to
away.
take them out instantly, but it does kill Karthus. Nocturne's going to be forced to retreat at this point, unless he wants to stay in like a boss, which he does, dropping
goodness,
the
look at
huge
Nemesis.
damage. Nemesis
Oh, no,
and
Nemesis.
Nocturne working together to get the kill on Riven. Unfortunately, Mumu picks off Nemesis just at the last time, and Nocturne goes down to the Ignite. That was a very bad idea for them staying in for that fight. They really did not need to give up those deaths. They gave up 4 deaths for 1 kill on Riven. At that point, they had a good chance to escape, but they didn't take it. Nocturne came back in. I think they could have gone over those walls and made it away, but they did not do that. Maybe they overestimated their ability to fight that, to actually handle that team fight. I'm not sure exactly, but anyway, so they're going to take out this middle tower, and the inhib is going to be a free inhib at this point. Gold-wise, they've actually pulled ahead due to those extra kills. Baron is still up, but and Dragon is not up, but they are able to take out the inhib, which is just such a massive advantage. It's almost incalculable. Wow. Yeah, I think there was a big opportunity.
I think this is hugely in favor of Blue Team.
Yeah, that was hugely.
Hugely.
They gave it way too many deaths there. I think that there was a point in the fight where certainly Nocturne had already gotten away. There's a few other players on their team, including Corki, who could have escaped as well. But I think that by staying and fighting it out, I mean, the initiation from Amumu was just perfect. I mean, they picked the ambush strategy. They waited in the bush, and they committed to that strategy. They didn't care if it took 6 or 7 tries. They were like, we're going to stay in this bush all day long while these idiots talk about gangsters or whatever the hell it was we were talking about, and we're going to wait for someone to walk by at just the wrong time. We're going to jump in, and we're going to ult their whole team with the Amumu. And they did that perfectly. I mean, that's like the perfect Amumu ult. I mean, game changer, man, game changer. And that's why I like playing Amumu. I love those big moments, you know. Most of the other characters I play don't have those big moments like that. But
Yep. I would like to mention about the combos at this point, though, but you know, just to kind of like reiterate, it looks like though the team fighting though, positioning wise, even though I personally liked Patooty's team's combo a lot more, like ReBoot Gaming combo a lot more, it certainly just looks like the fact that you get a Morgana and the Amumu all going down at the same time. Morgana hasn't died once this game. Morgana has been playing spectacular, and Karthus hasn't been playing the best in his game. It really fell down to the AP carries in this situation. Like the AP carry from Morgana was just far more effective right now than Karthus.
Oh, by far.
By far now. So, you know, Morgana, there's a reason she's a ban, right? She's very difficult to fight against once she gets that Zhonya's, and now she's pretty much maxed out. and this game does not look good for ReBoot.
Yeah, they actually turned against them. That's pretty amazing at how these games can turn around. Volibear gets completely caught out of position. That was just a big pick from them. Karthus teleports in. I'm not sure if that's going to work out because he's actually going to get bursted down. Morgana Zanya is out of all of Karthus' damage. Nocturne joins the fight as well, but it just doesn't go anywhere. Karthus goes for the ult and manages to pick off a Mumu, which is it's nice, but it's just not enough. Blue team now, AwQQ is just in way too strong of a position. Karthus and Lulu are the only ones alive, and as we just discussed, Karthus is not that effective, especially with his ult down. So this is going to be another inhibitor if they want it. I don't see there's any way that they can defend this inhibitor, just in the amount of time it doesn't take them to heal. Plus a 2v4 with those two players, I don't think that that's going to happen. Support and a underfed Karthus. Now Karthus' farm, by the way, is actually better than Morgana's. Karthus' farm is doing quite well. It's actually almost as high as Corki's, but the problem is that he doesn't have the kills, he doesn't have the assists. He's very poor on those two statistics, so he's not keeping up on overall gold. And now 2 inhibs are down, as we discussed. So Karthus, like I talked before about how he's a good comeback character because his farm is so strong, but unfortunately, I don't think even that is not to make up. It won't make up for Morgana being 8-0-7. You know what I mean? No, not at all. And Graves is even catching up. Graves has actually matched Corki on farm now. He's still at about half the kills and assists as well, but then you've got the Mumu ult. I mean, so far Mumu's presence, he's won 2 huge team fights for AwQQ, whereas Nocturne just isn't. I mean, he's gotten some great ganks. Nocturne, is an amazing ganker, but he hasn't got those game-changing turnaround team fights because that character just doesn't do that. He needs to be him. I mean, when Nocturne and Corki focus one target, that target is just dead. I mean, straight up dead. But the thing is, a Mumu disables the team so badly that, as we saw already a couple times, like the first time Corki got caught at the edge of a Mumu's ult and got completely taken out of the fight, that's the game changer right there. I mean, it doesn't matter how powerful you are. If you get caught by a Mumu's ult and burst it down in 2 seconds, you don't have any damage at all at that point.
No, you don't have any damage at all.
But they're not going to focus.
Does look like we are approaching another team fight here.
Yeah, so that Superior Mumu ult, I mean, you see discussions where people say, what do you think is the best ult in the game? Mumu is like right on the tip of their tongue all the time. All the time. So that's actually going to put AwQQ up 3k gold. And they're going to go for a Baron. ReBoot is
that's a force. They're trying to force Baron
Yeah.
out. They're trying to force ReBoot to come out and then basically have fun, essentially, with them. But I don't think they're actually going to go for the Baron, but they don't want to do the Baron because in the middle of the game,
there's a nice toss on Graves. Nocturne comes on. They're going to focus Graves.
Whoa.
Graves flashes out. Karthus is still alive. He gets focused down. Now he is dead. We have also everybody else coming in. Volibear is being focused down. That's the wrong target to focus. Karthus ult comes down. Huge burst. The entire AwQQ team is low. Finally, the Amumu ult comes out. Unfortunately, though, for them, Corki is still alive, barely. But no, there goes Nocturne. Corki is too low. He's going to flash. Nocturne! Oh, my God. No, not Nocturne. Soraka picks up the infuse kill.
Yeah.
Flash
banana.
Infuse on
no,
Corki.
flash auto attack with an infuse, essentially. Oh,
what
my
a combo.
goodness.
That's an elite Soraka combo. And that's going to be the game. They're going to take out this Nexus without anyone stopping them.
Wow. Unexpected.
Wow. We're of course going to watch the team fight again. And I'm going to go back about 30 seconds. And actually, I'm going to go back a lot longer. It's a pretty long team fight. We're going to see again, Volibear comes in to throw Graves. Graves flashes over the wall to evade Nocturne. I want to see what happens to Corki. Corki is actually going to doing some Marine Micro to take out Riven. Riven takes so long to kill, though. It's a big problem. He's slowly dying from the Ignite. Basically, the focus on Riven is what really hurt Corki because Riven took way too long to kill, even with Corki's high damage. And there's that flash. Yes, the flash banana infuse, just like you said, from Soraka got the kill on Corki. Wow, we're going to see that one more time. I want to see that Amumu ult one more time. So there's the Amumu. Back again.
Completely turns the tide with that
Amumu ult. Game changer.
Completely turns the tide. Yeah.
It's amazing the amount of discipline you have to have at this point where you're not even that far ahead in a team fight to save your ult for the perfect time. When he just lands it, he's going to wait for the last second when he's almost dead, and they managed to grab both Nocturne and Volibear in there and prevent their damage. Look at the people's health at this time. The point I'm at, it was at 40 minutes even. Graves, Amumu, Soraka, Riven, and Morgana, all 5 team members are at no health whatsoever. They're all down to nothing. And but Nocturne couldn't finish off anyone. Volibear couldn't finish off anyone. And the reason they couldn't finish them off was because of Mumu had stunned them. And that was what did it right there, man. That's what did it right there. If it wasn't for that,
Man,
they
that's gonna
they
be-
could have killed one or two if it wasn't for that stun. Easily killed one or two, and then Corki would still be alive and could sit there and spam missiles from afar. But that did not happen that way, and ReBoot picks up a loss. I think all the people that they defeated in the last two TGN tournaments will be glad to see this. But
It'd be like, hey, ReBoot is, and you can't stop ReBoot. You just have to have the discipline and the strength to play to the end. I mean, these guys, I mean, for AwQQ, they were behind by quite a large margin at one point.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, when the dragons started coming in, right? If you look at gold, they were behind by like almost 6K at one point,
Yeah.
right? And when the total goal was like 20K, and then they just they kept steadfast. Spectacular play from Mumu. You know, Riven, Graves, and Soraka were really like well positioned. And let's not mention the great Morgana play we saw in this game. I mean, the Morgana play was excellent.
909. That's
This
it.
is the reason you should bet. Yeah, 909. I mean, it's 9 out of 9. Seriously, it's 9 out of 10, whichever one you prefer. That was a very good Morgana game, and this is why you should play Morgana. You know, players like this who will optimize Morgana and play her to the full potential, not being too overly aggressive, but not being too passive, just the right amount of balance between the support aspect of Morgana and the mage aspect is they're going to succeed, and they're going to carry their team much harder than let's say like Karthus that died too many times.
Karthus gave up so many kills in the beginning. Morgana helped her get fed. So many team fights hinged on that. But what really did it was, I mean, because it was 3 Amumu ults won the game for them, is what happened, because they lost almost everything else. Morgana had all the farm, but she didn't have enough support from her AD carry, not enough damage from her AD carry coming down, not enough damage from Riven coming down. Ultimately, it all came down to Morgana's damage, but she couldn't have done that either without all the protection from Amumu. Locking down 5 people so that she can run in and ult them all at the same time. So you want to play some games? I want to play Amumu again.
I want to play Morgana right now.
I want to do Amumu Jungle.
Oh, that was a very nice game. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I mean, Cromar, that was a pleasure to cast with you on this one. That's a fantastic game to cast.
Yeah, it was a very exciting game. Huge turnaround, and the underdogs taking the victory away from our favorites, ReBoot Gaming. So anyway, thanks for watching. Pureshield, will see you next time.
Yep, see you guys next time. Do you know what the bad thing about working in this online industry for so long?
A lot of things.
Well, I'm giving time for people in real life. I use EST.
You really? That's hilarious.
Yes. I was like, I asked the girl out for a dinner, right, on Monday, and so it's the next Monday, basically, in the evening, and what she said was like, oh, so what time should we meet? I was like, 5:30 EST.